Imagine your data lake: corrupted files, inconsistent reads, impossible updates. Chaos. Now, picture a layer that adds reliability, performance, and simplicity to that chaos. That's Delta Lake. It is not a new storage system, it is the transformative technology that turned Databricks into a data powerhouse. Let's break down exactly how it works. Apache Spark was built for speed. Delta Lake is built for trust. Imagine you are analyzing sales data, and midway through, someone accidentally uploads last year's files. Your entire report is now wrong. Without strict controls, data lakes become a swamp. It is not just about storing files, it is about guaranteeing those files are correct and current when you run your queries. Think of multiple data pipelines converging simultaneously. Without a governing mechanism, writes can easily conflict, leaving you with partial or inconsistent data snapshots. This isn't just an inconvenience, it undermines your entire foundation for analytics. You cannot build reliable reports, machine learning models, or dashboards on data you cannot implicitly trust. And the chaos doesn't stop there. Imagine your finance team saves dates one way, while your IoT stream writes them completely differently. Your analytics engine is now paralyzed, forced to constantly triage format wars instead of delivering insights. This isn't messy data, it is broken data, silently eroding every business decision you try to make. But hold on, it gets worse. Try adding a simple partition to an existing petabyte of logs. Traditional systems choke, forcing a full, agonizing rewrite of all your files. Your data is trapped in Umber, making evolution impossible. You are not managing data, you are curating a museum of technical debt. Every query becomes a relic hunt. Delta Lake isn't what you think, it's rewriting data's fundamental rules. Think of it as the universal ledger for your entire data lake. Every single change, every write, every merge, every delete is meticulously recorded and sequenced in this log. It is this definitive history that enables game-changing features, ACID transactions, time travel, and rock-solid data versioning, finally bringing order to the chaos of petabytes. So, how does this single log actually solve anything? If this ledger is the source of truth, then your entire data platform can now build on a rock-solid foundation. It means you can trust your data, roll back mistakes instantly, and see its complete lineage, finally turning your chaotic data lake into a reliable system of record. Think about this, one immutable ledger now delivers perfect consistency for billions of rows. That single source of truth enables enterprise-grade reliability. It is the fundamental shift from managing brittle files to governing guaranteed datasets. You are not just storing data, you are building on an auditable, industrial-strength foundation for machine learning and analytics at any scale. And here's the powerful part, that single source of truth is what finally liberates your data teams. No more data engineering versus data science debates. No more finger-pointing when a dashboard breaks. Everyone works from the same definitive, trustworthy record. It's the shared foundation that transforms data from a liability into your most valuable, actionable asset. Forget warehouse, this makes data feel like it is from the future. Imagine you are editing a shared document. Normally, everyone overwrites each other's work. Delta Lake changes that. It's like the entire team is editing at once, Yet every single edit is perfectly saved, tracked, and versioned. Your data remains pristine, no matter the chaos. That's the superpower of true ACID transactions. Picture a major city intersection during a power outage. Absolute chaos, right? With traditional data lakes, writes are the same uncontrolled collisions. Delta Lake brings the traffic light, it sequences every single write, giving you perfect order. You always see the final, consistent picture, no matter how many writes flood the system at once. Think ACID is just for databases? That's the old world. In your data lake, you need the same ironclad guarantee. Every transformation you run, whether it is a massive batch job or a real-time stream, is a perfect, atomic operation. Data corruption from concurrent writes becomes impossible. It's the industrial-grade reliability your pipelines have been missing. So your pipeline fails halfway through. What now? With traditional files, you are left with a corrupted, half-written mess. Delta Lake changes that. Every single operation is all or nothing. You get guaranteed consistency, so you can trust the data your team is reading even while you are still writing it. No more uncertainty, only absolute control. Databricks' trillion-dollar secret weapon is just a clever file format. So this isn't just a backup. That log creates immutable, timestamped versions. You can query last week's data as easily as today's. Roll back errors instantly. Audit every single change. You have complete lineage. This is time travel for your data lake, giving you a perfect historical record and total governance over your data's entire life cycle. Imagine a legal case where evidence can't be altered. Every document, every version, is sealed and logged. Delta Lake does exactly that for your data. You can pull up the exact state of your data from any specific moment in time, creating an irrefutable, unchangeable record. This isn't just history, it is the ultimate tool for accountability and forensic precision. Think of a scientist who can rerun a classic experiment exactly as it was performed decades ago. With data versioning, you're that scientist. You can recreate the precise dataset used to train a critical ML model for validation, or instantly roll back a damaging mistake without days of recovery. This is about creating certainty in a world of constant change. What if you could turn back the clock on your data lake? Not to a backup, but to any exact moment in its history. This is the certainty Delta Lake delivers. You can audit a past decision, prove regulatory compliance, or restore a perfect dataset in seconds. This isn't just versioning, it's an undo button for your entire data strategy. You think data lakes are hopeless. Wait until you see this fix. But let's be honest, that optionally enforced part is a disaster waiting to happen. One sloppy write with bad data, and your entire lake is poisoned. This is non-negotiable. You must have guaranteed data integrity. Delta Lake enforces your schema by default, rejecting any mutation that violates it. Your quality is protected, absolutely. So, you are adding a new column to a live table. With Parquet, this creates a ticking time bomb of null errors across all your pipelines. Delta Lake's schema evolution solves this elegantly. It merges the new schema intelligently, guaranteeing every single existing query continues to run perfectly. Your production workloads never break, period. Picture this, your analytics team just dropped a discount underscore code column into a billion-row table. Chaos. Not anymore. The new schema merges in, invisible to every dashboard and query already running. You have evolved your data with surgical precision, leaving zero technical debt. This isn't just safety, it is raw power to innovate without fear. Think of every broken pipeline when someone changed a column name. That ends here. You gain absolute control, decide if new columns merge automatically or break processes that rely on them. You dictate the rules, enforcing quality at the database level itself. This is governance that doesn't slow you down, it's what makes fearless, rapid iteration finally possible. Delta Lake isn't a database. It is your data's single source of truth. But that single truth can be huge. So how do you query a massive delta table without bringing your cluster to its knees? This is the secret. Databricks runtime is engineered from the ground up to read the delta format with optimizations you simply cannot get anywhere else. You get insane petabyte scale speed. The engine is smart enough to skip files that do not contain your data. Imagine running a query and it only reads 2% of the petabytes on disk. We see this daily. Queries that took hours on other systems finish in minutes here. This isn't just fast, it's a fundamental shift in what's possible with your data. But this optimized engine needs a modern foundation. You can't put a race car on a dirt road. Delta Lake provides that track. It is the optimized storage layer that makes this file skipping magic not just possible, but predictable and reliable. It's the perfect partnership that unlocks this performance at petabyte scale every single time. You think optimized engines alone deliver performance? The secret is the connection. Without Delta Lake's storage layer, that engine chokes on inconsistency. This partnership merges speed with rock-solid reliability, transforming chaotic data lakes into governed, performant systems. It is the reason this unified architecture actually works at scale, delivering on its promise for every workload. Databricks didn't invent this, but it built a trillion-dollar secret on it. But right now, you are building two systems, one for yesterday's data and a separate, fragile pipeline for today's. This complexity is a performance and reliability nightmare. Delta Lake gives you one table, one copy of the truth, that seamlessly serves both workloads. You stop fighting your architecture and finally start trusting your data. Stop accepting data corruption or slow, brittle batch jobs. You need more than just storage, you need a transactional foundation. When your business demands correctness and speed together, like real-time fraud detection or live inventory, Delta Lake's ACID guarantees make it possible. That's your signal to move beyond basic data lakes. When a single data error costs millions, or a regulatory audit puts your company under the microscope, storage format debates become trivial. Your business depends on unbreakable lineage and perfect version control. If you cannot afford to guess which data version is correct, or if you need to rewind time to fix a critical mistake, you have outgrown raw files. You are building an active data product, not just an archive. If your team needs fresh, high-quality tables for real-time dashboards and machine learning, stitching together raw files is a losing battle. Delta Lake transforms that chaotic lake into a dependable, always queryable source of truth. When you need product-ready data, not just stored bytes, it's time. Delta Lake isn't a new storage system. It is a transactional layer that turns chaotic data lakes into reliable lakehouses. Its core innovations, ACID transactions, time travel, and schema management solve the fundamental flaws of traditional big data architectures. Try implementing a simple merge operation on a sample dataset to see its power firsthand.